Hey everybody, it's Patrick visiting again to do another knife review, and today I'm taking something that I consider in our knife shop one of the most badass knives we carry. This is by Microtech, and this is the Stitch Ram-Lok. They've been around since 1994. Anthony Marfione established this company, and this knife is a new build that they did from something that was an automatic. Borka Blades teamed up with Anthony, and they built an automatic of this knife, and then he released this knife as a manual open, which I love it. It's got the Ram-Lok instead of a push-button open. Really nice piece. Now, those who don't know these guys, they're favorites of ours because they are in North Carolina where we are. They're right outside of Asheville. We are up the mountain from them about 2 hours. But I really love this knife because it is badass. I just think this is one of the coolest knives we carry from them. It's called the Stitch Ram-Lok. Let's take a little bit of a look at this now. Originally, it was push button. This one has the Ram-Lok. See how quick that is? They've got ball bearings on the open. You got thumb opening to open it. Really nice and smooth. Just the way they build their knives, it's just tight. It just really feels great. The ball bearing system's in here. Their Ram-Lok is a development from the Axis lock from Benchmade, and I consider this just a tougher piece. I also like they use this X button that they're famous for because it's not sticking out. When you look here, there's not pieces sticking out like you would have on the Axis lock, but you still have a grip because of that X design. Really easy to grip and pop open and close. So really super nice design. It's considered an ADC, but I really see a lot of the police officers and military guys coming to look for this. It's just a cool design. As far as the build on the blade here goes, it's got kind of a spear point blade going on there. Really nice. And the one we carry has the half serrations and half regular blade on it. Depending on what you want, you can get a regular straight blade, but we like to carry this because we have people coming in that need that serration. The handle itself is G10. It's got some nice fluting there. It's milled. You can see the fluting here. Really gives it a good grip. People use this really obviously need a good grip when they're holding it. It has a steel liner and also has a titanium backspacer. I do like the fact that that backspacer is milled also because when you're holding it in your hand right here, it actually helps from the little slipping there. That little bit of milling on there, you can feel it and it really helps keep it from slipping. It's got a nice deep pocket clip. That is reversible. You can see on this side, you can have it switched over. If you get this in our shop, we can do it while you wait. It takes about 2 minutes to switch it over if you're a lefty. It's got, of course, a lanyard hole. Just throw a little piece of leather in there or something if you like that. Everybody uses lanyards, but it's got it available if you want to use that. So that's cool. I do like this blade. It's a little short for some people, but the thing I like, it's got a really nice thumb ramp with jimping. So when you're holding it there, it's really solid. And they've also put jimping on the bottom side. So this is straight up get into it work knife. I mean, you grip it, you hold it, and it's really, really going to be steady and strong for you. It does have M390 MK steel, which I'm going to get into. That's a really cool steel that was designed for Microtech, and we'll talk about that in the specs. I do like the fact that this is a little bit longer in the handle. There's a lot of people with big hands out there, and this is going to fit them perfectly. It sits in mine pretty nice, but if you've got some big bare paws for hands, this is going to feel really comfortable for you. And again, with these nice thumb ramps and finger holes right here, it just turns into a really super good work knife. Now, don't forget the specs, pricing, and links to purchase this are in the description, so check that out when we're done. Let's take a look at some of the specs right now. First of all, the knife weight is 5.8 ounces. To some that may seem a little bit on the heavier side, not so much for me because I know this is a work knife. This is something that you're going to use on the job site or, like I said, military, police officers, firefighters. They just like the weight. It feels good in their hands when they're going ahead and using it, so not bad for 5.8 ounces. Lengthwise, let's take a look, fully open. You can see it's 8.5 inches. That's plenty to work with. It's not too oversized, but it is feel sometimes in my pocket like it's a little on the bigger side. But you'll notice the blade itself, the working edge is only 3 inches. They don't need a lot for what you're going to use it for, but 3 inches is going to be a good working thing. I do like the fact that, again, serrations on one side. It's a really nice looking, nice build. Now, the steel in this is M390 MK. The MK stands for Microtech. They approached Bowler, who puts M390 out there, and they said they wanted something specifically for them that was just a little bit better. And so they worked with Bowler to have this steel designed, and it'll be stamped on your blade so you'll know. But there's a few knives they build that are still M390, but almost everything nowadays is going to have the M390 MK stamp on it, which you'll see there. What have they done differently? They wanted something with better edge retention and a little tougher. So through my research and checking out their website and stuff, it just turns out they really work mostly with adding more carbon. They wanted better edge retention and better toughness, so they upped the carbon content. There's a few other tweaks to the steel, but the main thing was adding that extra carbon. And so they've got their own proprietary steel, M390 MK, and it's really a cool steel and really tough. So really like the fact they took that extra effort to give you something special for their particular knives. This particular model comes in at $308.99. Pretty good price for any kind of Microtech. They usually run on a little higher side. We know this, and because you're getting that quality, that build, that lifetime warranty. Let's take a look at that steel chart and see how that M390 looks. I like it because it's really high up. As usual, we got the edge retention, toughness, corrosion resistance. So if you're going from not holding an edge very well to great edge retention, you'll see it's right up there at the top, listed up with 20 CV and some others. You're losing a little bit on toughness here, but that's where they changed this. This is regular M390. Their M390 jumps up to a 7. So if you're looking at our chart, you stops right there for regular, but it jumps up to a 7 for theirs, which is really great. And then of course for corrosion resistance, it's phenomenal. You can see here the stainless properties are just phenomenal. They didn't really switch much on that. They were mostly focusing on this toughness and a little bit of edge retention. So I like the fact they took that extra step for their particular knives. M390 was always a great steel to begin with. So, well, that's it. I hope you like this badass knife because this is one of my favorites from Microtech. Hope you guys have found this information helpful. Before you go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that bell so you're constantly getting the new content that we're putting out. We're always putting something new out there. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.